Give me some bean.
Hello, welcome to Guitar Paradiso on Andertons TV. I'm Mick.
And I'm Peter. How are you?
Right, so this is, we've had a lot of Duesenberg activity over the last few videos, and this is the second video we've done featuring some Duesenberg pedals. In the last one we did a delay, a compressor,
And a chorus.
and a chorus.
Yeah.
And if you watch the demo of this amplifier, we
The
do
Berlin?
a reverb, white drive, and the violet trem. So
And a tremolo.
yeah, probably 3 videos to watch to see the whole range.
Yeah, to kind of, that's a sit down, get a cup of tea, coffee, a beer, glass of wine, biscuits, cheese, who knows? Whatever you like, some crisps, man, you know. And then sit down, turn it on. Get into it.
Why not? Why not? Maybe it's Friday night.
Maybe it is.
Anyway,
Anyway.
okay. So we're in boost and drive land
Yes,
here with
we
3 very different types of drive and boost. So one, 26 dB, basically a line driver.
Yeah, that's
Just bang.
it. Doors, oish.
Level,
Full way.
boost,
Yeah.
bosh.
Level boost. Gold boost.
Treble booster, always unfortunately lamed in my opinion, because people think, the last thing in the world I need is more treble.
Yeah.
But of course, the way it interacts with your amp is what makes it magic. So we'll go through that in a sec.
Yep.
And the channel 2, which is an overdrive pedal, which goes from fairly cleanish through to all the way
Yeah.
dirty
and it's
overdrive.
got a deep switch here on the back as well,
Yeah, for bottom end.
for bottom end.
As we said in the previous videos, nitric connectors, epoxy boards, handmade in Germany.
All analog, through bypass, and bucket brigades. You know, it's quality stuff, handmade in Germany, the same place they made the guitars
Yeah.
and the amp. So you know when you pick one of these things up, you know how everything is absolutely perfect set up and everying just works and nicely put together. It's the same.
Yeah, by all
that goes
accounts,
into
the
pedals.
pots are hand wired, flown to the board rather than actually physically on the
onto the
board.
circuit board, yeah.
All these things take time and cost money, which is why they are a premium product.
Yeah.
So let's start with the gold boost.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say about boosters is they react completely differently depending on what amp you're using and what the amp's doing. Thankfully, we have the Duesenberg Berlin here, which has got a clean channel and a dirty channel. Now, with the help of my good friend Peter here, that's your cue to say hello.
Hello.
Play clean and we'll turn the gold boost on into the clean channel of the amp. So as you can hear, the cleaner your amp is, the more signal that's going to give you, the more lift, the more level. So if you've got a super clean amp, all it's going to do is sound louder and brighter.
Yeah, it's still clean though. It's still clean. This is a 45 watt amp, and you know clips.
Yeah, it was pushing
the front end of
first
it, so
channel
you
into
can hear
overdrive.
get the overdrive.
Similarly, people will use a boost in maybe in the loop to give them an effects loop boost, but that's what you're getting now. But I think where boosts are really more fun is where they're boosting something else. So let's switch over to the overdrive channel of the amp.
Okay. Definitely, you can hear that. So it just goes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you do get a bit of a lift in volume, but
Yeah.
actually what you really get is a lift in saturation. And so if we do that again, and I'll just tweak the gain of the amp up a little bit.
Yeah.
So here you go. for me, that's a better result than using it into the clean channel of the amp.
Yeah, definitely.
But the point is that if it's just 26 dB of clean boost, how you choose it is how you use it is
your weapon. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think people that want to clean, so it's like for solo, lifting it up in a solo, isn't it? You can use that. So when you do a little magic, that's why you get these little plasters here from Duesenberg as well. Check that out. We were very surprised when that was in the box. Just in case you play until your fingers bleed, you get a little plaster that says Duesenberg on it. How cool is that? I get very excited about that.
Yeah.
But I think my fingers don't bleed that much, unfortunately, anymore.
Super glue, wasn't it? Like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Exactly. I've used it.
Right,
Anyway.
so, and actually, just following on from that, what we'll do is we'll turn the channel 2 on before we get to it in detail, and we'll hit the front of the channel 2 really hard with the gold booster. So, clean channel, here you go.
Yeah.
So
it's just pushing everything, isn't it?
Yeah, you can use a booster to really hammer the front end of another overdrive pedal, and that works really well for that. If you were to use it after the channel 2, all you'd get is a massive hike in volume, which again is quite a good thing.
Yeah, that depends on, again, like we said in the other video, where you put it in your chain.
Yeah.
Like a compressor, you might want it before the drive or after the drive. That's kind of individual who uses it,
So, simple, brings us on neatly to the treble booster, which is slightly less simple. Just explain how that works. So, Pete, if you give us some
clean.
So what you hear there is you've got a regulated amount of boost, more or less, and the frequencies which it boosts are controllable off the range.
Yeah,
so back this way it's mostly treble, and back that way it's more full frequency, so you get all the bass as well.
Yeah.
That is more interesting when the amp's distorted.
Okay, let's try that. On here.
I hope what that shows is rather than just give you more treble frequencies, it really fundamentally affects the way the distortion happens in the amp.
Yeah.
And that happens massively into other pedals as well. So there we go. Plenty of boost on tap, can sound pretty spiky into a clean channel, but into an overdrive.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, do you ever use a treble booster?
I don't use a treble booster, no.
No.
I use a booster, but I probably tend to use a volume pedal as a booster instead.
Mm.
Or maybe another drive pedal. I've got a few boosters that I've used, but they tend to get a bit loud for me, even though you're all the way down, then I don't know, it's I might have another patch for a solo thing, or it kind of depends on what music it is as well, isn't it?
I think that's it, and really just going through it in that way is to sort of say people come to boosters in different ways. Some people come to them wanting volume.
Yeah.
And some people come to them wanting to boost overdrive and change the overdrive texture.
Some people only have a booster, that's all they have, and then they have an amp with 2 channels, switch between the 2 channels, and then they just use the booster to boost up the sound, Yeah. So, but again, there's so many different pedals, and there's always a person that that pedal will suit. You know.
So yeah, so we've run through these two different types of booster from Duesenberg in a kind of roundabout way of explaining a couple of ways in which you might use them.
Yeah.
Which brings us on to the channel 2, which is an overdrive pedal. So give us some clean.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of, it's got that presence on, so you get that real kind of nice, gritty, martially.
It's kind of a channel 2 in an amp, isn't it? That's probably where they get the name, because it is like a...
So. But in addition, if you... but at lower gain ranges, it's sounding pretty thin there. So I'm just going to... It's got this 2-position deep switch here.
With 1 and 2 settings, so...
yeah, so let's give that a go.
Let me try to do a chord, and then you hit it, so then you can better... Yeah, then you can definitely hear that better. That is the setting 1 and 2 in the back there, how you get fatter the tone.
And the louder you are, the more that's going to...
Yeah. And again, these pedals react differently with guitars and with amps. You know what I mean? So you can have a different amp, you run it into a Marshall or a Fender or whatever it is, they will sound completely different in a different setup.
Switch
Rooney over to
the
double cat.
So if we just go for a slightly less gainy sound a sec. Kind of thin sounding, so if we put the deep back in.
Yeah. Just a slight push gain. Definitely, you can definitely tell. Yeah.
Okay. Did we do the gold boost into the channel 2?
I'm not sure we did. Let's do it.
Let's try
with your guitar. So
okay.
I will then turn this down a bit.
So that's what happens when you stick 26 dB of gain into the front of another drive pedal. It kind of breaks everything.
It breaks everything up, doesn't it? If you put it on the other end, it would just get really loud, wouldn't it? You know, instead.
Well.
Clean. Wow. Do the clean. Okay.
think
Wow!
Duesenberg have just sacked us.
I don't think they expected that to happen.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that sounds good, actually. That's blues proper, man. You know, that's it's almost like a first again.
Yeah, well, hopefully what it shows, if you'll excuse us getting carried away, is, the benefit of stacking up boosters and overdrives and just...
I like it, man. I think you can't stop playing, it sort of inspires you to do something that you would normally do, in environments where you just go and play a pub gig or something. Now you get to do this,
Yeah.
So...
Which shouldn't lead us off the path of... Clean boost.
Clean boost.
Which will make you louder into your clean channel if you want it. Treble boost, which for me always works better, or it's called a Treble B. It's not strictly a treble booster because it's got the range control, but which always to me works better into an already dirty amp.
Yeah.
And then this, which you could happily tag onto the end of any single channel amp.
Yeah. Nice overdrive, with a switch for deeper.
Yeah, which I guess if you're using single coils or if you're using a 112 or a 412.
See, that's the thing. When you get a single coil on it, then you just hit it and then,
Jolly good.
Jolly good. And remember to watch the other videos we've done of the other pedals and the video of the Berlin amplifier as well. And I think that is it for this one. We will see you very soon. This was Guitar Paradiso on Andertons TV.
See you soon.
See ya.